And welcome to First Bank Stadium in Westminster, Colorado for the Colorado Football Conference Rocky Mountain Division Championship game between the undefeated Colorado Grayhawks and Northern Colorado Nightmare. I'm your host, Kevin Palmer. Eric Chacon will be joining us shortly. He's on his way from Colorado Springs, where the Colorado Springs Raptors beat the Denver Pirates 18-14 to win the Southern Division Championship. Our matchup today features the Grayhawks, who are the three-time defending CFC champs, against the 5-3 Nightmare. Last week, the Nightmare defeated the Panthers in a score of 29-6 for the first round of the playoffs. The winner of this game will take on the Raptors next week, and we look forward to a great game this evening. Blue skies, no clouds, and hopefully great weather. I don't think there's anything in store for us as far as poor weather, so here we go for the opening kickoff. Number 40, David Dixon, who at one point played for the Colorado Crush, the indoor team that plays out of Greeley. I think we have a delay to start the game here. Maybe doing a mic check here from the referee. These two teams met earlier this season. In the first half, the Nightmare probably played the Grayhawks the best of any team within the CFC. The score, I believe, was 8-0 at halftime, but then the Grayhawks eventually started to just play their game, and that result was 37-0. So this should be a fairly good game. We'll see how the Nightmare compete compared to the Grayhawks. Again, the Grayhawks had a bye last week, so here we go. Dixon approaches the ball. The kickoff is into the end zone, 1 yard deep. That's Nate Gilroy. He's out to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. He could go all the way. Oh, it looks like he's out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds. Just barely stepping out of bounds there. Looks like they're going to mark him down about the 42-yard line. Nick Gilroy, he's one of a kind when it comes to special teams. Last year when he played for the Panthers, I take it back. It looks like he stepped out at the 32. Last year when he played for the Panthers, he was one of the keys on special teams as well as a running back. This year he's added another dimension to the Grayhawks. So we've got Julian Banks at quarterback for the Grayhawks. First and 10 at the 32. Horn in motion. Looks like a handoff to number 20, Cameron Smith. He picks up about 5 yards. Check that, 4 yards. This will leave us about 2nd and 6. Again, we'll have Julian Banks at quarterback, this time in shotgun. Split backfield. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. That'd be a tight end, Horn. Another handoff to Smith. This time he goes up the middle, picks up about 8 yards, picks up a first down on that to the 44-yard line.
Smith with a gain of 8. That is enough for Grayhawks.
We'll see if the Grayhawks elect to just kind of keep this ball on the ground here to start out with. The Nightmare do have quite a few former University of Northern Colorado Golden Bears that play for their team. This has some decent size on the defensive line there. The Grayhawks are a really experienced offensive line. They've played together for a number of years. Again, we've got Julian Banks in the shotgun. Fake the handoff. Banks to the outside. He's at the 50. Out of bounds at about the 44, 45. pickup of about 11 yards and another first down for the Grayhawks.
Grayhawks first down, pushed out of bounds by Trent Fahrenbrooke.
I'm not sure if Julian didn't see anything downfield or he just saw that there was a wide open area to the right there and took off. That's just one of the threats that Julian Banks poses to any defense. He can just take the ball and carry the load himself. He's under center at this point. I formation, straight handoff. Ooh, it looks like we have a fumble, but it was recovered. Like Smith, get back to the line of scrimmage there. It was second down and 10. Let's see what Coach Rashad decides to go. This is not necessarily a passing down for the Grayhawks. Second and 10. Banks in shotgun. Two receivers to the right, one receiver to the left. He's looking left. Now he's looking right. A little scrambling, shuttled. And he'll take off. And as he picks up another first down, it looks like, well, maybe he stepped out of bounds just short of the 35 at the 36-yard line. Looks like that'll give us about third down and 1.
Check that 36-yard line. That'll bring up second and 1.
A 9-yard gain there for Banks. He hasn't had to put the ball up in the air yet. 11:54 remaining in the first quarter. This is one of the areas where the Grayhawks, knowing the kind of offense that they have, they can certainly they can go for a home run here. Obviously, a run would be most likely a first down. And we've got whistles on the play here and a timeout by the Grayhawks. So maybe we'll take our first break here with the score of 0-0. 11:32 left in the first quarter. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium. Well, we'll have the Grayhawks third down and 1. Julian Banks bringing his team back out on the field. Cameron Smith looks like he'll be lined up in the backfield. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Ryan Horn lined up at tight end in the slot position. Hand off to Smith, and he'll pick up about 5 yards for another first down. Gets the ball out to the 32, down to the 32 of the Nightmare. The Grayhawks have not had to pass the ball yet. It doesn't mean that they can't do it, though. We've just got a big, stout offensive line. Banks coming, breaking the huddle. Two receivers to the left, one to the right this time. Shotgun formation. Motion. Hand off again to Smith. This time he'll get down to pick up another 5 yards. They make it about second down and 5. Like he got to about the 26, 27-yard line. Second down and 5. I'm not sure why the Grayhawks would have called that timeout. Perhaps they had miscommunication with regards to personnel, but They did burn a timeout here early. So we got Banks again lined up in shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Offset formation. Banks will air it out this time. And the pass is broken up. Good play there by the safety of the Nightmare. Trying to pick up his number. I apologize, folks. Numbers are a little hard to see out there. That would be number 24 for the Nightmare. And that is Dakota Boyd. Third down and 5 for the Grayhawks. And Banks looks like he's going to line up in shotgun. Smith will be offset to the right. 2 right receivers to the left. Snap. This time Banks rolls to the left. He's got a wide open receiver. And that would be number, well, I'm seeing number 8 there. I don't have a number 8 for the Grayhawks. But we do have a first down at the 20-yard line. First down and 10. Sometimes we get late substitution numbers for players. We'll find out who that is. This time we've got Banks again in the backfield. Shotgun, 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Smith offset to the left. Snap. Banks rolling out to his left, or excuse me, to his right. Gets away from 1. Throws the ball downfield to the 10, to the 9-yard line to Stefan Mamazukic, who has another first down. We've got first down and goal for the Grayhawks at the 9-yard line. That was just a great play by Julian Banks to escape that pressure. Throwing a nice strike to number 10. Grayhawks have made very few errors in this drive so far. The only offensive play that did not have any yardage was a first down carry by Smith, but they've subsequently picked their game up. High formation. We have a handoff to Smith again, and he cuts out to the outside of the left yard line. And looks like he has a touchdown. Touchdown Grayhawks. That was just all muscle by Smith there. He saw that he didn't have much running room to the inside. He popped it to the left. And as he reaches to the goal line, he scores a touchdown. Fairly easy drive there for the Grayhawks. Let's see if the Nightmare can answer that drive with one of their own. Out for the extra point is Jonathan Mendez. And he kicks to the extra point straight through the uprights, and it's good. And at this point, we have a score of 7-0. With that, we'll take a short break here. Thanks for listening to Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium, where the Grayhawks have just taken a 7-0 lead. And their kicker, number 29, Menendez, will kick off from the 35. Let's see what the Nightmare have in store for their offense. See if they can respond to the Grayhawks. Again, this is for the Rocky Mountain Division Championship. It'll take the winner of this game will take on the Colorado Springs Raptors. Here's the kickoff. Bouncing about the 10-yard line and picked up. That return, nice return out to the 35, 36-yard line by number 4, Mr. Stiles, Quinn Stiles. So that's a good response right now. Good field position for the Nightmare to start their drive at the 36-yard line. Nightmare come up to the line of scrimmage. Their quarterback is Colton Taylor in shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the left. And he'll throw the ball up first play into number 4, Stiles, and he will pick up about 3 yards, just short of the 40-yard line. That's not a bad play to start the game out. Good short pass. Nothing too dangerous. Get the Nightmare in rhythm a little bit. Taylor brings his team up to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Fake the screen. Now he'll run. He'll get out to about the 40. Well, looks like he's out to about the 46-yard line. I'll take that back. He stepped out of bounds about the 44-yard line. And we'll have a 3rd down and 3. Looked like he was going to get a little bit more yards than that. Bringing his team up to the line of scrimmage here. Again, same formation. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Snap. Got a little bit of a deep pass here. Pass is incomplete. I'm not sure. There had to have been a miscommunication there between wide receiver and quarterback, or excuse me, wide receiver and Taylor there. Wide receiver kind of looked like he stopped short, maybe had a dig route, and Taylor overthrew the ball. Looks like the Nightmare are going to go for it. Early in the game, but they know what they're up against when it comes to the 3-time CFC champions. Looks like we've got the same formation. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Running back on the right side of Taylor. Motion by number 30. And it looks like we have our first flag of the game, and we'll have a delay of game against the Nightmare. Maybe they were looking to try to draw the Grayhawks off sides. Number 30, Eric Foxworth, had went into motion. Looked like he was going to, they ran a fake jet sweep, and maybe that's what they were trying to use to pull the Grayhawks off sides to get an easy 5 yards and a first down. So the Nightmare will punt. Back deep for the Grayhawks. Number 10, Stefan. And the punt by number 40, Dixon, is shanked. And the Grayhawks are going to have great field position at the 38-yard line. With that, we'll take another time out here on Colorado Sports TV. Thank you for listening. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium. Julian Banks with the I formation here. And hand off to Guillory. This time he goes straight up the field. Takes it to the left a little bit, pickup of 8 yards. This is the change of speed package for the Grayhawks here. You've got Smith and you've got Guillory. Smith more of a power back and Guillory the shifty speed back. Again, I formation. Guillory in the backfield with John Davis at fullback and the handoff to Guillory. He's got the first down, easily got the first down, and he puts it into overdrive here. He'll get a first down all the way down to the 9-yard line where it will be first down and goal for the Grayhawks. Excellent run by Guillory, just kind of waiting patiently for his blockers. As he picked him up, he got to the second level. First down and goal for the Grayhawks at the 9-yard line. Same formation. Guillory in the backfield. John Davis at fullback. Again, hand off to Guillory. And this time he'll be stuffed for a little bit there. It looks like he picked up maybe 1-2 yards. Down to the 7-yard line. So let's call it a gain of 2. Doesn't look like we have any personnel changes come in for the Grayhawks. Same formation. Got pitch to the outside to Guillory. And the Nightmare do a great job of pursuit. They'll stop him for less than a yard gain. We'll have third down. Looks like they don't give him any yardage there on that one. Guillory come out of the game, and Smith will come back in. We've got third down and goal at the 7-yard line for the Grayhawks. Let's see what Coach Rashad decides to do here. Third and goal. This time Banks will be in shotgun. Roll out to his left. And that looks like he can take it all the way. And he will. 7 yards, touchdown, Grayhawks. Julian Banks just rolled out to his left. Saw that he had a wide open field there, and he coasted right into the end zone. Grayhawks are kind of making it look easy here on these first 2 drives. Mendez will come in for the extra point. Try to make it 14-0. 4:52 left in the first quarter. Snap and hold are good, and the kick is up. Right through the uprights, and the extra point is good. With that, we have a 14-0 ball game. And we'll take a short break here. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV, home of the Colorado Football Conference Championship game. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium. I'm Kevin Palmer. This division championship game between the Grayhawks and the Northern Colorado Nightmare. where the Grayhawks have come out with an early 14-0 lead. We've got Mendez ready to kick the ball off. Here comes the kick. End over end. Picked up at about the 8-yard line. Another nice return. Flag down. Styles on the return there. He gets it out to about the 22-yard line, but it looks like we'll probably have a block in the back. Although the officials are pointing towards the Grayhawks. See what the call is here. We have a holding call. Yes, it is against the Nightmare. That'll back them up 10 yards. Looks like that'll be a spot foul, which will take the Nightmare back to the 15-yard line. Make that the 14-yard line that the Nightmare will start their second drive. Taylor continues the quarterback here. He's in shotgun right now. 2 wide receivers left, 2 to the right. Running back offset to his left. Motion by the Nightmare and a handoff. Oh, and a miscommunication, and actually that fake jet sweep kind of caught the running back stumbling between each other back there in the backfield, and we'll have a loss of about 4. It looks like that was Dwayne Rich that took the handoff there, and he made contact with number 30, Eric Foxworth. It's just kind of an unfortunate timing play on that situation there. Nightmare don't change up the formation. And we've got a pass. Looks like a fairly well-thrown ball there by Taylor, just overthrown to his wide receiver to the left. And that pass was designed to go for Matt Ritchie, but just over the outstretched arms. There was double coverage on that. But if you could have caught that ball, that would have been a good reception. Maybe getting the Nightmare deep out of field position here, or out of their own end. This is going to make it 3rd down and 15. This is where the Nightmare need to pick up a little bit of yardage here to get themselves out of their own end zone and either pick up a first down or hope to at least not pin themselves so deep back in a punt. We've got a pass overthrown to number 4, Styles. And if he could have caught that, that would have been for a first down, but again, that was overthrown. Taylor hasn't yet to this point, but he's I'm not sure if he's a little nervous there in the backfield, but if he can connect to some of these. You got Dixon as the punter back in the backfield in his own end zone, about 5 yards in his own end zone. The snap is just a little high. And again, Dixon, he shanks the punt. That ball looks like it's going to be out of bounds at about the Nightmare 26-yard line. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Grayhawks when we come back. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV, where we have a 14-0 ball game with the Grayhawks in the lead. Welcome back to First Bank Stadium. Grayhawks with a 14-0 ball game. Banks at quarterback here. We've got an I formation. John Davis at fullback. Like Smith to the handoff there, and he'll pick up about 5 yards on first down. It's going to give us a 2nd down and 5. Boyd for the Nightmare makes the tackle. Smith getting to the second level here. This is where the Nightmare need to come up with a stop here. They need to hold the Nightmare to at least a field goal shot. They don't want to let this ball game get out of hand too quick. Same formation. Banks and scrambling to his right there. Oh, and he throws an interception. That would be number 7. Looks like he's going to take this all the way. Chris Swift with an interception, and he takes the ball all the way down to the Grayhawks 41-yard line. We do have a penalty that's on the at the end of the run there. Kind of an ill-advised throw by Banks. I'm sure he wishes he had that one back. Great read by Swift and good return on his behalf. Let's see what the penalty is. This is what the Nightmare needed. We will have a penalty against the Grayhawks. It's going to advance the ball further down the field for the Nightmare. 15-yarder. Maybe we have a late hit out of bounds. We do have a dead ball personal foul against the Grayhawks. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. That'll put the ball at the Grayhawks 26-yard line. Great field possession after the interception and then tack on 15 yards for the Nightmare. This is exactly what the Nightmare needed to stay in this ball game. Looks like we do have an injury on the field here. So with that, maybe we'll take a little break here and welcome you back to the game as we proceed. The Grayhawks up 14-0. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. Welcome back to First Bank Stadium. You can see John Davis a little shaken up coming off the sidelines there for the Grayhawks. Looks like maybe he made the tackle there that saved the touchdown and pick 6 there by Chris Swift of the Nightmare. Great field position for the Nightmare. Same formation, 2 wide receivers to either side of Taylor. And he'll drop back and pass. Throws the ball, and it is intercepted by the Grayhawks. That's number 14, Devon Cox. And he'll return the ball back to the Grayhawks 30-yard line. Again, an ill-advised throw. And unfortunate for the Nightmare. They had great field position there. Could have been a turning point in the game to have at least maybe scored a field goal. But then Grayhawks will take over the ball at their 30-yard line after a great interception by Cox. We'll keep it here with the quick turnaround. So back-to-back interceptions by the Grayhawks and the Nightmare. Banks will line up in shotgun formation. Guillory lined up behind him. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And the handoff is to Guillory. A little shifty there. He'll pick up 2 yards to about the 32-yard line. Second down and 8 for the Grayhawks here. No substitutions by the Grayhawks. Banks bringing his team up to the line of scrimmage, and he'll stay in shotgun, it looks like, with Guillory in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Snap. Banks stays in the pocket. He'll throw the ball, and it is almost intercepted. Almost intercepted by by the Nightmare, number 33, by Quentin McCoy. And interception was saved by Reggie Robinson. He just knocked the ball out of the linebacker's hands there. Same formation, 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Guillory behind, Banks in the shotgun. Snap. Banks stays in the pocket. Looks around a little bit. And he throws the ball behind his receiver there, number 10. Stephen. Looks like if he would have had that, he would have had a first down. We'll come up with 4th down and 8. I see a little hesitation on the Grayhawks' part. I wonder if they're going to go for it here. Grayhawks certainly have the talent. They're not afraid. They know that they've got a stout defense, so it doesn't surprise me to see them go for it here, 4th down at their own 32-yard line. You could also see a punt by Banks here in this situation. Banks in shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Guillory offset to Banks' left. And there was the snap, but we have a delay of game against the Grayhawks. And it does appear to me as though the way Banks was motioning here that he was going to punt the ball. We'll have a 5-yard penalty against the Grayhawks. That'll make it 4th down and 14 at their 27-yard line. Banks does stay in the game, but it looks like this time he's going to line up at punter. Doesn't necessarily mean that he is going to punt because he's kind of in a short 10-yard formation there. And he does punt. And it's kind of a poor punt. Ball bouncing backwards. And the ball was just touched. And that becomes a live ball. We have first touching by the Grayhawks. And that ball will be returned and down at the 4-yard line by the Nightmare. Banks touched the ball. He did not down the ball, and by rule that makes the ball live, and the return team can pick the ball up and advance the ball. That's a situation where if Banks would have just downed the ball, the Nightmare would have had the ball at about the 30-yard line. But in this situation here, because of rule, the Nightmare will get the ball at the 4-yard line. 1st and goal. Taylor will stay in at quarterback here. See if we have a rules explanation by the referee on that play there, because I'm sure that there was some confusion as to why that ball was allowed to be advanced. Doesn't look like it, but by rule, if a ball is not actually downed, and now the Nightmare do call a timeout, I believe they're going to want an explanation as to why the Nightmare were allowed to advance that ball. With that being said, we will take a timeout with 1 minute and 27 seconds left to go in the first quarter, where the Grayhawks lead 14-0. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium, where the Nightmare have a great opportunity to cut the score in half. We've got Taylor in the backfield, and he'll run the ball, quarterback draw. He'll come up. It looks like yes, it's a touchdown. Touchdown, Nightmare. That's a great motivator for the Nightmare. Great run by Taylor up the middle. Great blocking by that offensive line. Big, stout offensive line. Looks like the Nightmare are going to go for two. Taylor in the backfield. Handoff. He'll take the ball again. This time it looks like he's going to be stacked up and held short of the goal line, so the try for two will be no good. But with 1:23 left to go in the game, in the first quarter, we have the Grayhawks at 14 and the Northern Colorado Nightmare at 6. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. We'll take a short break here. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium, where the Grayhawks lead the Nightmare 14-6. Just after the Nightmare score a 4-yard touchdown by their quarterback Taylor, after a short punt and a subsequent return by the Nightmare to the Grayhawks 4-yard line. This kind of makes the ball game, well, obviously closer. Dixon getting ready to kick the ball off. End-to-end flat boot. Picked up by number 10, Stefan Mamamusic. And he'll take the ball to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, 40-yard line. Flag down, and he'll be brought down at about the 33, 34-yard line. But we do have a flag down at the 40-yard line of the Grayhawks. I think this one's going to come back. Good return. But this ball will most likely come back, and the Grayhawks probably take field position about the 30-yard line, depending upon where the actual block in the back took place. That looks like the initial signal by the referee. Grayhawks looking for an explanation of that flag. Not sure what the delay here is other than an explanation needed by the Grayhawks. Captain Jimmy Provost looking for an explanation of how that was a block in the back. Officials getting together, trying to determine the exact spot of the foul. Not sure. We may have had multiple fouls on that kick return. We do have a personal foul, blindside block against the Grayhawks. That penalty is declined, and now we have a block in the back against the Grayhawks. That looks like that will be accepted at the 40-yard line. 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the 40, and the Grayhawks will take over at their own 30-yard line. Apparently, the blindside block took place at about the 50-yard line, which would have meant that backing the Grayhawks up 15 yards would not have been as deep a field position for the Grayhawks as opposed to accepting the 10-yard block in the back penalty. have Banks under center, I formation. Art Humphreys goes in motion to the right side. I believe that's Smith in the backfield, and he'll take the ball. And he's stacked up for no gain.
Smith on the carry, brought down for no gain by Alexander.
No gain by Smith. Good stuff by number 99 of the Nightmare. That's Sean Alexander. Banks brings the Grayhawks up to the line of scrimmage. I formation, Smith still in the backfield. Single wide receivers to each side. Smith kicks the ball. He'll take the ball to the left side. Stumbles a little bit. Shoestring tackle there and brought down at about the 34-yard line. Good pursuit by Trent Fahrenbruch. He tripped Smith up there in the backfield, and Smith was able to fall forward for a few extra yards. It'll make it third down and about 5.5. We have a stoppage in the play here, perhaps a timeout. No, I take that back. That's the end of the first quarter where the Grayhawks lead 14-6. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. We'll be back soon. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium, where the Grayhawks start the second quarter, third down and about 6 from their own 34-yard line. Banks in the backfield, 2 wide receivers to either side of him. Wide receiver off to his right, running back off to his right side there. And Banks will take the snap, and he's got a wide open field up the middle. He'll take the ball to the 45, up to the 50, down to the 45, the 40, 45, and out of bounds, driven out of bounds at about the 34-yard line of the Nightmare. I think Banks was looking for perhaps a tackle, a late hit out of bounds there. Nevertheless, good run up the middle by Banks, good recognition. Ball will be at the 34-yard line of the Nightmare. First down and 10. Great evening for football in Westminster, Colorado, northern suburb of Denver. Banks in the shotgun here. Smith to his left. 2 wide receivers to his left. And a handoff to Smith. He'll go up the middle, straight up the middle. Looks like he'll pick up about 9 yards. Be stopped at the 25-yard line. We'll have a second down and 1. The 25-yard line for the Grayhawks. Just a straight power run there. Nothing fancy. Banks up to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers to his left. Smith to his right, 1 wide receiver to the right. And we have Nightmare jumping off sides here. That's number 92, it looks like, of the Nightmare. Russell Denny. Offsides, that's going to be a 5-yard penalty and will result in a first down by the Grayhawks, or for the Grayhawks. Ball will end up at the 20-yard line. No substitutions for the Grayhawks. Expecting Eric Chacon to show up here soon. He was down in the Springs to watch the Pirates in the Raptors game where the Raptors won 18-14 to win the Southern Division. Banks is in the shotgun. Handoff to Smith. He'll take the ball to the right. pick up about 5 yards.
Smith on the carry to the 15, brought down by Kurt Shaw.
Shaw on the tackle there by the Nightmare. That'll give us a 2nd down and 5 for the Grayhawks. Two wide receivers to the, well, check that. We've got a tight end, Art Humphreys, lining up at tight end. Two wide receivers to the right. Again, another handoff to Smith, and he'll take the ball up the middle, continuing to move his feet, and he'll get down to about the 7-yard line of the Nightmare. 1st down, Grayhawks. Make it the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, Grayhawks. 12 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. Grayhawks up 14-6. Julian Banks in the shotgun. Nate Guillory in now in the backfield behind him. Two wide receivers to the right. Snap, handoff to Guillory. He's going to the left side, and he's in for a touchdown. 6-yard touchdown by Nate Guillory of the Grayhawks. That speed to the outside just is unstoppable. That makes the game 20-6 right now with the extra point pending. Mendez coming out for the extra point. Again, the winner of this game will take on the Raptors. Snap is good. Hold is good. The kick is up, and it's good. And that makes it 21-6 with 12 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. With that, we'll take a short break here. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium, Westminster, Colorado. Grayhawks up in the 2nd quarter, 21-6 over the Nightmare. Division championship game, the Rocky Mountain Division championship game. Mendez has the ball on the tee. Approaching the ball. Here's the kick, end over end. Nice kick into the end zone. And this is where perhaps the Nightmare should have kept the ball, but out to the 20-yard line, number 4, Styles. Nice moves there. He almost was down at about the 15-yard line. Instead, he brings the ball out to the 20, where it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Nightmare. See if the Nightmare can sustain a drive here and kind of get back into the game and make sure that it doesn't get out of hand. Taylor will continue at quarterback. Anthony Rankin will line up to the far left. Taylor in the shotgun. Handoff to the Nightmare to fullback, and he is stuffed for about a 2-yard loss.
And up the middle of
Foxworth on the carry there, and he loses about 2 yards. So that'll make it second down and, well, make it second down and 11 for the Nightmare. Gets the ball to the 19. Grayhawks are stacked up front defensively. Playing a 3-4 here, it looks like 3-5. Taylor in the shotgun here. He's dropping back to pass. He looks to his left, gets some pressure, throws left, and this ball is picked off by number 9 of the Grayhawks. And again, we don't have a roster number for number 9. Take that back. I'm sorry, we do. That's Colbert. And he takes the ball to the 30-yard line of the Nightmare. An ill-advised pass again by Taylor. He was pressured there. I think he probably would have been better off just throwing that ball away. Well, obviously he would have been better off throwing the ball away here. We'll keep it here in between possessions. First down, Grayhawks at the 30-yard line. Grayhawks score here. They'll really start to impose their will. Guillory's in the backfield. Banks lined up in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right. Handoff to Guillory. He takes the ball about 5 yards, 5 yards on the carry to the 25-yard line of the Nightmare. Looks like they give him another half yard, so that'll make it about second down and 4.5 yards to go. A half yard can always come in important if there's a 5-yard penalty. Banks will stay in the shotgun here. Trips to his right. Guillory in the backfield. Snap. Handoff to Guillory. Gets stuffed, and he looks like he's going to lose about a half yard. Half yard loss there. That's going to make it third down and 5 for the Grayhawks. Again, the winner of this game will take on the Raptors in what appeared to have been a close game between the Raptors and the Pirates earlier this afternoon. 18-14 ball game. I'm sure that when Mr. Eric Chacon gets here, he will update us and give us some highlights of that game. Julian Banks in shotgun. Guillory lined up behind him. 2 receivers to the right. Snap. Banks rolls to his left. Throws the ball up. And it's caught. Do have a flag down on the play, but it's caught at about the 10-yard line by, well, I'm not sure who caught that. It looked like it was caught by number 5, Reggie Robinson. We do have a penalty on the play, usually in the area of holding. That's the initial signal here. That'll back the Grayhawks up 10 yards. Rashad Ray coming out looking for an explanation of the holding call. And our officials are going to go over and give an explanation to the Nightmare. Our officials today are Nathan McRae, umpires Rex Watson, head linesman Rob Lewis, line judge Dan Cronin, field judge James Bunnell, side judge Dave Tyree, and the back judge is Ryan Guberson. Well, shot is all the way over to the other sidelines here. Not sure what's going on here, but that's typically not allowed. See what kind of explanation we get here from the referee. Oh, we have a chop block. Illegal chop block by the Grayhawks. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. That'll back the Grayhawks up to the 40-yard line. That's going to make it 3rd down and 20 for the Grayhawks.
15-yard penalty, backs the ball up to the 40-yard line.
I'm sure that's what Rashad was looking for as far as an explanation goes, but I'm not sure why he went all the way to the other sidelines. Maybe there was a little extracurricular activity that I didn't pick up on. 3rd down and 20 for the Grayhawks. Banks in the backfield. Smith to his right. 2 wide receivers to Banks' right. Snap is good. Banks drops. Rolls to his right. Gets a nice block. Oh, he's scrambling around a lot of. This is Julian Banks at its finest. And he's going to be stopped. Good pursuit by the Nightmare. Banks just couldn't find anybody open downfield, and he's going to be sacked for a loss of 1. But Banks did make that fairly interesting there. I'm going to check that. Well, yeah, they pulled him down for a 1-yard loss. Banks not very happy coming off the field here. Sack was made by number 4, Styles. It's going to be 4th down and 21 for the Grayhawks. This time Mendez will be in to punt. Now we do have a timeout by the Grayhawks. So at this point, we'll take a timeout ourselves. Grayhawks are ahead 21-6, 8:02 left to go in the second quarter. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium, Westminster, Colorado. For those of you that have been listening, we had just found out that number 8 is actually Marcel Tyler. He's number 88 on our roster, but thank you for the assistance by the press box on that. Mendez punts. Good-looking punt. Looks like that's going to be down at about the half-yard line. Great recovery by Marcel Tyler, just as we call his name to clarify who that is, and he makes a great recovery on the punt to down the Nightmare deep in their end at the 1-yard line. So there is some discussion by the referees. Not sure if maybe Tyler, they're stating that Tyler maybe touched the goal line, which would make it a touchback. Quite a bit of discussion here by the officials. Here comes the explanation. And it looks like it will stay first down for the Nightmare at the 1-yard line. Not sure what the delay here again is, but referees have now blown the ball, ready for play. Taylor still at quarterback here for the Nightmare. Still in the shotgun. Heavy formation by the Grayhawks, looking to try to get that safety. And a nice play by Taylor to get the ball out of the end zone as he rolls to his right, and he gets rid of the ball before he is tackled or potentially tackled in the end zone for a safety. I know that's what the Grayhawks are looking to try to do. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the Nightmare 1-yard line. In pursuit of Taylor was Isaac Okoye for the Grayhawks. Big, stout defensive lineman there. Sometimes plays defensive tackle. Taylor will stay in it in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to his left and 2 to his right. Snap, and we have a penalty. Looks like we have a delay of game by the Nightmare. That'll back him up another half yard. It's going to make it 2nd down and 10 and a half. Taylor stays in shotgun. Again, same formation. This time the running back checks up onto his left side. Looks like we have a blitz. Oh, and we should have had an interception there by number 6, Javon Wilkins, but he went for the kill shot instead. That's all right. Sometimes you got to play that. You got to play that wide receiver as opposed to the ball. But that caromed right off of his shoulder pad there. 3rd down and 10 and a half to go for the Nightmare. They've got to do something here to get the ball out of their end zone. A couple substitutions by the Grayhawks. Looks like they're going to go heavy on the front there. Taylor stays in. Oh, we've got some motion there and a flag down. Looks like we have, well, now we're going to have the referees or, the officials come up and talk about this one, whether or not we have encroachment or false start by the Nightmare or encroachment by the defense here. Prior to the snap, it looks like we have a false start by the Nightmare, so that'll back them up another half the distance to the goal. So when you're at the half-yard line, I guess that puts it about the quarter-yard line, if I'm not mistaken, if my math is correct. Officials are actually kind of measuring it to make sure that they do mark it properly. Taylor stays in shotgun. Snap. He fumbles the ball, picks it back up, and this time he will be stopped for a safety, it looks. It is a safety. Safety by the Grayhawks. Multiple Grayhawks in there on that one, but it looked like it was Weldon that made the tackle in the end zone for a safety. Weldon Guillory. I don't think him and Nate are related. Both 2 stars for the Grayhawks, though. And at this point now, the Nightmare are going to have to line the ball up at their own 20-yard line with a free kick. Scores now 23-6, Grayhawks. We've got some new rules as it relates to the free kick and where players can line up. Referees or officials are doing a good job making sure that players are lined up as they should be. Mendez will punt the ball. And kind of a muffed punt again by Mendez, and this time the ball will go out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. Make it the 48-yard line of the Nightmare, so only a 28-yard punt. Going to give the Grayhawks, again, great field position. So we'll take a short time out here with the Grayhawks up 23-6. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium. On that kick, we actually had an illegal procedure by the Nightmare. I believe they were calling an illegal formation. So now the penalty will be accepted by the Grayhawks, which will advance the ball 5 yards from the end of the kick. Or it looks like they could have the option of accepting the penalty from the 20 and re-kicking the ball, but I don't see that the referees have marked off any kind of penalty. No, they're just they're bringing the ball in right now, so perhaps they will mark the penalty. Well, they don't mark any yardage off. So I'm not sure if the Grayhawks decline the penalty, but at any rate, it is their ball, 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. I formation, Banks at quarterback still. He'll hand the ball off to Smith. Smith up the middle, 10-yard gain. He'll just be short of the first down, 9-yard gain to the 30-yard line. Pickup of 9. Second down and 1 for the Grayhawks. Again, the winner will take on the Raptors next week. I believe that game is here at First Bank Stadium. Banks will continue under center. Handoff Smith. And he is stuffed, but he does pick up enough yardage for the first down. We do have a flag on the sidelines. Let's see what this is. Looks like maybe we had some sort of an illegal formation perhaps on the Grayhawks. Generally, when the flag is thrown in that direction, we do have encroachment. We have offsides by the Nightmare, so that'll advance the ball 5 yards and will result in a first down for the Grayhawks. It'll be first down and 10 for the Grayhawks at the 34-yard line. Clock is running with 6 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the second quarter. Grayhawks up 23-6. Looks like Banks is going to line up in shotgun here. Smith behind him. John Davis offset to his left. Snap. Banks rolls to his right. Nice little flare pass to Art Humphreys, and he'll pick up 14 yards. That'll be a first down at the 21-yard line for the Nightmare. First down and 10. Nice roll. Nice rollout by Banks there, and a good pickup by Humphrey as he advances the ball down to the 21. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Looks like Banks is going to go up under center this time. John Davis at fullback. Smith is his tailback. Motion. Handoff Smith. This time he's going to be stuffed. And he's going to go down with no gain.
And off to Smith for no gain. Brought down by Fairbrooke at the line of scrimmage.
Just good.
10 for the Grayhawks.
Good work up front by the Nightmare. This is a key situation here if the Nightmare want to stay in this game and not let it get out of hand before the end of the first half. Going to be second down and 10 from the Nightmare 21-yard line. I just received an update that Eric Chacon is en route, and he's probably right around Mile High Stadium at this time. So, Eric, if you are there, wave to the Broncos and tell them to win that Super Bowl. Julian Banks lined up out, and we've got a flag, a delay of game on the Grayhawks here. That's going to back the Grayhawks up 5 yards, so that'll give them a second down and about 15 from their own, from the Nightmare 26-yard line. Second down, 15. Banks comes under center here. Pitch to Guillory. He'll take the ball to the left. Cuts upfield a little bit. And he picks up about 7 yards. Nice pickup by Guillory there. That's going to make it about third down and 8. Let's call it third down and 8, third down and 9. From the Nightmare 19-yard line. Three minutes, 55 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Again, the winner of this game takes on the Raptors. Banks lines up under center. He drops back into pass, and that's a great catch by Art Humphreys down at about the 3-yard line. Call it the 4-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there. Ball was a little bit behind Humphrey there, but he did make a great, almost one-handed possession there. And they do advance the ball down to inside the 3-yard line for the Grayhawks. First down and goal. I formation. Banks lined up under center. Hand off to Guillory. And it looks like he takes it in for a touchdown. Touchdown Grayhawks. That's going to make it 29-6. 3 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the second quarter, with the extra point to come. We got Mendez in for the extra point here. Even after a third down and 20, the Grayhawks come back and score a touchdown. The snap is good, hold is good, kick is up and good. And that'll make it 30-6. Grayhawks with 3 minutes, 2 seconds left to go in the second quarter. We'll take a short time out here. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium in Westminster, Colorado. The Grayhawks are up 30-6 with 3 minutes, 2 seconds left to go in the second quarter. 3-yard run to Nate Guillory to make it a 30-6 ball game. Nightmare awaiting the kick from Mendez. Grayhawks are making sure that they get in the proper formation here on the kickoff. And here's the kick, end over end. Picked up by the Nightmare. Nice return. And he still hasn't been brought down here. That's Stiles out to about the 40-yard line. Oh, we have a late flag that came in. Looks like he was actually knocked out of bounds at the 31, and perhaps a late hit by the Grayhawks will give them another 15 yards. Let's hope this game doesn't start to get too chippy here. Waiting for the call. We do have a block in the back by the Nightmare. That'll back them up 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Block in the back on the Nightmare. Will back them up 10 yards.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
10 for the Nightmare from their own 17-yard line.
That's going to back the Nightmare up to the 17-yard line, and it'll be first down and 10. In the 2 minutes, 47 seconds to go in the second quarter. Let's see what the Nightmare have in store. They don't have any timeouts left to go in this half. Grayhawks have one. Taylor stays in at quarterback here. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. High snap. Oh. We have a new quarterback in for the Nightmare. That's Matt Keeling, number 19. He throws the ball a little sharpened behind his wide receiver there. It's going to make it second down and 10, and I think that the Nightmare might want to just run some clock off here, because if they turn the ball over quick to the Grayhawks again, give them good field position, Grayhawks can strike quickly. Keeling stays in at quarterback here. Sends his wide receiver in motion. We have a jet sweep, and he'll pick up about a yard. Looks like that was Stiles on the jet sweep there. He doesn't pick up any yardage there, and that will make it third down and 10. Clock does continue to roll. 2 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the second quarter. The Grayhawks, the Nightmare, are hoping to try to get out of this quarter without having to turn the ball back over. Keeling continues to stay at quarterback here. And now we've got a timeout here. Looks like the Nightmare. Well, we have the 2-minute warning here by the Nightmare. So with that, we will take a quick timeout. Grayhawks lead 30-6, 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. Welcome back to First Bank Stadium. I just received news that Eric Chacon has a flat tire on the interstate, so wishing him well on getting that tire changed so that he can come up here and do play-by-play. But we do have Keeling Stowe in at quarterback here, and he looks to his left, and a nice throw and catch. Anthony Rankin with a great catch at the 31, which will result in a first down by the Nightmare. Nice read, nice throw, nice catch. Clock is stopped with the advancement. Now it's starting to run. 1:44 on the clock. No timeouts left for the Nightmare. Keeling Stowe at quarterback in the shotgun. Two receivers to the right, to the left. He'll drop back. Evades a rush, and now he is sacked. Weldon Guillory, number 35 of the Grayhawks, will have a 4-yard sack. That'll take the ball back to the 28-yard line. And the clock is stopped. It looks like, not sure if the Grayhawks called a timeout here. Looks like they did. Well, no, the Nightmare took a timeout. I didn't believe that they had any left. So with that, we will take a short timeout here. 30-6 ball game. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium, where the Nightmare have taken their final timeout. We had an error on the clock. I didn't think that the Nightmare had any timeouts left, but at this point they do not. So we have a second down and 14 by the Nightmare after the sack by Weldon Guillory. Motion by the Nightmare. Keeling Stowe, quarterback in the shotgun. Now he sends his tailback off, and another catch by Anthony Rankin. Looks like he could be a little shaken up on that one. He's getting back up onto his feet there. That was a good catch going to his feet there, or to his knees. Anthony Rankin, just one of the all-time great vets of this league. He'll pick up about 8 yards. That'll leave it second down and 2 for the Nightmare at their 41-yard line. Rankin will go out of the ball game here. Let's hope that he's okay. Keeling's kind of added another spark for the Nightmare here. He's thrown some good balls. 2 wide receivers to both sides. He's in shotgun. Blitz. That's picked up. And Keeling throws a nice ball, nice catch. Down to the 45 of the Grayhawks. He's still in bounds, but the clock will stop. We do have a flag that's down on the field here in the Nightmare's backfield. Looks like this one might come back. Keeling has certainly given the Nightmare a different look here with his arm. It's unfortunate that it looks like this pass is going to come back. Sean Barney for the Grayhawks was looking for the hold. Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. We have personal foul, roughing the passer on the Grayhawks. And that one's on Sean Barney. That might be the reason why he was talking to the referee, kind of pleading his case that he didn't rough Keeling there. But that's going to add 15 yards to the end of that pass play there. The result of that is going to be that the Nightmare will have the ball at the 30-yard line of the Grayhawks. 57 seconds left to go in the second quarter. No timeouts. The clock starts. Keeling's in the backfield, in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Throws the ball. to Tyler. Excuse me, that's to Styles. And he picks up about 7 yards. Good pass play there. And gets the ball down to the 23. Clock is stopped as Styles gets out of bounds. 2nd down 3. 46 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Keeling has come in and really given the Nightmare a little bit of a spark here. Showing that he has a good arm. Drops back into cover, in the pass. And he just lobs the ball up for Styles, but it throws it over his head a little bit. And that's incomplete. Probably not a bad situation there as an incomplete pass stops the clock. 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Should be 3rd down and 3. There goes the marker there. 3rd down and 3 for the Nightmare at the Grayhawks 23-yard line. Hopefully AAA has stopped by to help out Eric Chacon on that flat tire. Keeling's in the shotgun. Same formation. Snap, drops back. He'll throw to the left here, and he overthrows his wide receiver. And the Nightmare were looking for a hold, or a pass interference, but we didn't see any call by the officials on that play. Thompson looked like he maybe had a hand on the wide receiver there, but no flag was thrown. 4th down and 3 for the Nightmare at the Grayhawks 23-yard line. Now we have a stop and play, and we have another timeout by the Nightmare. So apparently they did have some extra timeouts here, and lo and behold, Eric Chacon does show up. AAA must have stopped, helped him out with the flat tire, and welcome, Eric Chacon. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank you. You know what? You can call me NASCAR because I fixed that flat quicker than anybody, bro.
Well, we're certainly glad to have you here. I've been getting a lot of feedback from people about how badly you were missed.
I really doubt that, Kevin, because we were watching and listening on the way up here, and you were doing an incredible job.
Well, I appreciate
that.
Such
an incredible job that I'm thinking about taking the second half off, as a matter of fact, and letting you finish this. I think he's done good. What do you think, Scott? He did good. I'm actually pretty proud of you. But you know what? I'm going to let you finish off this quarter because they're bugging me about some other stuff, and then I'll be back to help you out in the second half, all right?
All right, that sounds good. Thank you, Eric. I'm glad that you're here safe.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, man.
So you heard it from the man himself, Eric Chacon. I'll be your play-by-play man in the second half there, and I'll do color. That's my intended job. 4th down and 4. By the Nightmare at the Grayhawks 23-yard line. Keeling drops back. And he throws the ball again to Styles, and this time he will get a first down. That wasn't Styles. That was number 30. That was to Foxworth. Good pickup on a first down there. That'll give him a first down. The Nightmare a first down at about the 16-yard line. Let's call it the 17. 35 seconds to go. This would be a big score, a big touchdown for the Nightmare at the end of the half here. Remember, they did defer their kickoff, so they'll receive the ball in the second half. Same formation, 2 wide receivers to either side. Keeling in the shotgun. There's the snap. He drops back, and he throws the ball into the end zone. For a minute there, his wide receiver was open, but he was a little late on that throw. Wilkins for the Grayhawks broke up that pass. I think if timing were a little bit better there, they would have had a touchdown on that particular play. That'll make it 2nd down and 10. 2nd down and 10 from the 17-yard line for the Nightmare. 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. Keeling stays in shotgun, same formation as they've had the whole game. Now we have some motion. Fake the jet sweep. Keeling runs the ball up the middle. Quarterback draw, and he'll have 9 yards. Clock continues to run. 18 seconds. Third down, about 2. 13 seconds left to go. Snap is good. Here's the pass. And it's almost intercepted. Looks like that was Luke Koger almost intercepted the ball. 7 seconds to go on the clock. It'll make it 4th down and 2 for the Nightmare at the Grayhawks 10-yard line. Time enough for one more play, or perhaps if they make a first down and get out of bounds, potentially get 2 plays in here. Let's call it 4th down and 2 at the 9-yard line here. And it looks like despite what the scoreboard says, we do have another timeout by the Nightmare. So with that, we'll take another break. Thank you for watching Colorado Sports TV.
And welcome back to ColoradoSports.TV's coverage of the Rocky Mountain Divisional Championship game, where the Grayhawks have a pretty good lead of 30-9 over the Nightmare to start the third quarter. My name's Eric Chacon, and I'm finally here. And, of course, plenty of thanks to Kevin Palmer for covering me in the first half. And there's the kickoff. That's a bounce around the 20. Bounces outside. The Nightmare pick it up and gets hit. And the ball's on the ground. The Grayhawks look like they're all over it. Waiting for the call from the refs, and they're giving it to the Grayhawks. Turnover immediately to start the second half. Wow, I would question him playing that ball, Coach.
That is not the way that the Nightmare needed to start the second half off, especially after they had kicked a field goal. Little bit of momentum going into halftime there. And now they give up the squiv kick, basically, or pooch kick. And the Grayhawks will take reception at the 20-yard line.
You know, I guess he can't let it bounce. He's got to touch it, otherwise it's a live ball. But if you're going to grab that ball, grab that ball.
You needed to fall on the ball and just save face right there and take possession.
I agree. So that's going to give the Grayhawks possession, 1st and 10, and it looks like the 19-yard line to me. And for those of you who have always complained about my abilities to read numbers on the fields from way up here in the box, I want all of you to know I have brand new glasses. Brand spanking. I can see, Kevin.
Brand new glasses. Is that how you were able to change that tire so fast on the interstate?
All right, I'll confess. I was only teasing Kevin. I was right down the road when I sent him that text.
Well, when he listens to the replay here, some choice words for him.
All right, so we're going to go change the formation up a little bit for the Grayhawks. Go wishbone, tight ends left and right, handoff, goes inside, tries to muscle for more, and he's still fighting, and 3 finally gets brought down. Nate Guillory, from watching the show all the way up here, has had a heck of a game already.
He has had a heck of a game.
I think he's got 3 touchdowns already.
Yeah, he does. He has 3 touchdowns, and I think Smith has the other one.
So the running game going strong for the Grayhawks, just like normal. And we're sitting at 14 minutes, 28 seconds of ticking left in the third quarter, and they finally break the huddle.
Let's not rob Julian Banks, because Julian did have a touchdown in the first half. So let's give 2 to Nate, 1 to Smith, and 1 to Julian.
All righty. So same formation, putting the heavies up front, and there he's met immediately in the backfield. Great tackle for a loss on the second down play. I was at number 47 on the tackle. I think it was 47.
Yeah, it looks like that's number 47 and number 17. 47 is Jesse Duenes.
All right, so that puts the Grayhawks in a 3rd and 9 position at the 19-yard line. Julian gets the play call from the sideline and goes into the huddle. Now, it looked to me while I was watching that, has the Nightmare been in a 3-front all day?
The Nightmare have been in a 3-front with some attacking linebackers in different as pluggers, but now they're in the forefront right now.
Yeah, they sure are. Julian takes a snap, steps up in the pocket. He's going to keep it, cuts left, makes somebody miss, and finally gets brought down. He's going to be short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and about 2 for the Grayhawks. And is Julian coming off the field? No, Julian's
like
staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
I think that was a design play there for Julian. He just took off. He faked like he was going to go back into pass, and then he just took it straight up the field there.
You know, and he's such a hard weapon to try to game plan against with his athleticism and his speed. So we're going to go I formation. Tight ends both sides, receivers left and right. Motion on the line. There's the flag. Play still live. Guillory cuts inside, and he's got himself a touchdown pending the flag, but the refs throw their hands up.
I believe that we have an offsides by the Nightmare, and they just stopped on that play. Perhaps they thought it was going to be a dead ball, but that was still a live ball. And you can see the Nightmare didn't even pursue Guillory, and he just walked into the end zone untouched.
It's as if they thought there was going to be a neutral zone infraction. They were going to blow the whistle, but it was just offsides, and their lack of attention cost them 6 more points as we're looking at 36-9 pending the extra point try.
Well, even with my bum leg, I probably could have ran that one in on that one. That's unfortunate that the Nightmare kind of quit on that one.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, that Kevin is nursing an Achilles tendon tear. Am I right?
Not a tear, but a tear, yes.
I corrected myself. You know, with that being the case, you know, you and I have always teased each other, but I'm going to go ahead and right now, in front of everybody watching, challenge you to a 40-yard dash.
Well, give me a 20-yard head start, and I think we're good to go.
You always wanting something, Kevin. Always wanting something. Well, I'll tell you what. You know what? Let's just continue. I don't think we need to break. So we'll just go through. So at 12 minutes, 35 seconds left in the third quarter, looking at a 37-9 contest.
Tell us a little bit about that game down south, Eric.
Boy, what an exciting event that was. It was all defense. So for anybody who doesn't know, the Raptors starting quarterback, Watson, I'm not going to mess up his last name, had a surgery that left him unable to play today. So that forced the Raptors to have to use their starting middle linebacker as their starting quarterback today, Zach Noel, and he performed. So the Pirates knew that coming in, and they stacked the box really hard, and Noel made him pay for it. And I think he had two passing touchdowns. Then after that, it was a very defensive affair. The Pirates scored once on offense and a pick return for 6 on defense. And then in the fourth quarter, behind, the Raptors decided to give the ball to Stefan Juice Brenham, and he made it work. There was about an 80-yard drive, almost all on the ground, almost every inch gained by Juice, and that was the go-ahead touchdown that kept him going till the end. It was a great, exciting game.
Juice reminds me, you know, he's a lot like Julian Banks, and he's a lot like Nate Guillory here for the Grayhawks, just a dynamic, shifty runner.
Yeah, he's got speed, he's got agility. The guy's the full package. All right, so we're creeping up on the ball, and it's in the air, and it's high but not too deep. Bounces around the 15 right to the runner. He's trying to find his blocks, lets him set up, decides to bounce outside. There's some blocks, but he's not going to get there. He gets pushed out of bounds right around the 23-yard line.
That was Styles, and he's been the offense so far for the Nightmare.
All right, so, you know, unfortunately, you've got the rosters there in front of you.
Well, at quarterback now is still Matt Keeling, and he came in and really he brought some life into the Nightmare offense.
Yeah, how did they get their 6?
They did score a touchdown. The Grayhawks, I'll explain after this play here, Eric.
All right, so we're going to go shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Grayhawks and a 4 down lineman front. Waiting for the snap as the quarterback. He takes it, handoff up the middle, cuts inside, lowers the shoulders, fighting for extra. He doesn't get it. Total gain of about 2 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 8.
So on the in the second quarter there, Julian Banks actually had a little quick kick, and he squibbed it off to the right and rather than downing the ball, he touched it, which results in just first touching, and it causes the ball to be live, and the return team can actually pick it up and advance it.
Yeah.
So they did so down to the 6-yard line or the 4-yard line of the Grayhawks.
And they just ran it in from there.
And then the quarterback, Taylor, actually ran in a quarterback draw for a touchdown.
Excellent. We're going to go shotgun formation on second down. There's a snap. He looks to his right. Doesn't see it, throws left, and it's low and hits the ground first. The receiver was open on that play. He just couldn't get it there.
That's actually the first bad pass that Keeling has thrown. I've actually seen Keeling play indoor flag football for a number of years, and he's always been a great quarterback. He's always read defenses really well. And I'm really excited to see him out here, actually.
Super. All right, so now they got a big third down play coming, and with 11:34 left in the third quarter, down 37-9. This is a pretty important third down, Coach.
Yeah, if they don't score here and they give the Grayhawks a short field after a punt, then we'll be close to a running clock thereafter.
Okay, there's a snap. He fades back, trying to look for a quick throw. Gets it across the middle. Caught! And tackled, brought down, tried to strip it, couldn't get it out of there. Number 18 with the first down play for the Northern Colorado Nightmare.
That was a nice throw, nice catch, Matt Ritchie. And again, you can see that Keeling has an arm. Looks like Matt's a little shaken up on this play here.
Is that Ritchie? Matt Ritchie?
Yeah, Matt Ritchie.
Yeah.
Great throw, though, by Keeling. You can see that he does have an arm.
Yeah, that was a good pass. He's getting up, though, and it was, looks like he's favoring his left leg a bit. But he is getting off on his own power, so that's a good sign.
Anthony Rankin did go off in the first half, and now I can see that he's back out there.
Yep, good old number 10, Anthony Rankin, longtime CFC veteran. We're going to go ahead and start running the clock. Knock on that window. There we go. Would you want us to know I have things? All right. So we're going to break that huddle and look at this. We're going to go 5 receiver set, 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Grayhawks still in that forefront. There's the snap. Pressure's coming. He's got time going over the top and incomplete. He overthrew his receivers. So that's going to bring us to 2nd and 10. It looks like they streaked everybody on the right side there.
Yeah, they had trips to the right and actually boat right for the Grayhawks. If he would have read that, he would have had an interception and probably a pretty decent field to run back, because aside from those 3 receivers on that right side there wasn't anybody else on this side to perhaps save a pick 6 there.
Yeah, you're right. The offensive line and the quarterback would have had to try to move their way to get in his way, and he's got speed. So that would have been a difficult task. But brings up 2nd and 10. And let's see what we do here. We're going to go shotgun formation, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Still a 4 down lineman front for the Grayhawks. Now we've got a shift going, so we're going to go 2 receivers. And there's a flag. Looks like we're going to have delay a game. Yes, delay a game against the Nightmare.
Delay a game has been a problem for the Nightmare today. We've had several delay a game penalties.
4 of them. 4 delay games on the day. And, those won't always cost you the game, but it doesn't always help. It doesn't ever help, as a matter of fact. You got to get those play calls in quicker. All right, so we're going to go shotgun formation, 3 to the left this time, 1 to the right. Single safety over the top for the Grayhawks, and he shifts over to his left, waiting for the snap as the quarterback. Fades back. He's got time. Cuts up. Here comes the pressure. Cuts back outside. Somebody's got to get open for him, and brought down hard. Number 11, Jimmy the Predator Provost, does what he always does, and that's find the guy with the ball and brings him down.
Well, Keeling, he made a valiant effort there to try to get away. He did run up inside the pocket, escaped. But Jimmy Provost is just too fast.
Yeah, hard to get away from a guy like Jimmy. So that's going to bring up a big third. What is that?
3rd down, and it looks like about 17 or 18.
Yeah. So I'm sure they're going to throw here. We are at 9 minutes, 56 seconds and ticking in the third quarter. Looks like everybody still has their timeouts left. All right, finally breaks the huddle. And we're going to go shotgun, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Grayhawks still on a 4-down lineman front. Defensive ends are standing. Here comes our shift. Fakes the handoff. Quarterback keeper comes up the middle. Brought down after a gain of about 4 yards. That's going to be 4th and long for the Northern Colorado Nightmare.
Both teams have made some adjustments at halftime here in terms of their offensive formations. You saw that the Grayhawks started out in the wishbone, or perhaps they might call it their diamond formation, and now you see where the Nightmare have had trips to one side and a single receiver on the other. The Nightmare had started off the first half, and every formation was twins to both sides.
Well, both teams are trying to make the adjustments necessary to finish this game off. And it looks like in the backfield return is the exciting number 10. That's Stefan Money Mamuzic. And he's always a threat to run it back. So there's the snap. There's the punt. And looks like they're going for the sideline, but Mamuzic is underneath it. And he's got it. And he spins out of a tackle, makes it to the 20. He's turning on the jets, and he has to go out of bounds. But there's that excitement that Mamuzic can bring to your team.
Yeah,
man. He's fun to watch.
He's very elusive there. He could have been tackled back where he received the ball, but he definitely has some escapability and twisted out of an arm tackle and took it up to about the 39 there.
Yep, not a bad run by Mamuzic.
Check that, the 36.
All right, so Julian Banks enters the huddle. Now, did you notice the Grayhawks other quarterback make it to this game? I'll find him. It's Mark Nicolette. Yeah, is he down there?
I have
Number 12?
not seen Mark come out. You know, I haven't seen Bobby Purify either. Eric, maybe you can tell us about Bobby. Is he?
Bobby is an ambassador for the Colorado Football Conference and has been ever since he's been in here. But things went a little awry for him last week, and he's actually suspended from this game.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yep. So they handed it off to Mamuzic to try to use his speed and agility to get away, but it ended up getting him about 3 yards instead.
We do have an injury here, Eric.
It's a Grayhawk that's down. Is it Stefan?
No, I think it's a Raptor.
A Raptor?
I'm sorry.
That'd be incredible. It's got to be. Is he a Nightmare player?
It is a Nightmare player. You show up, and then I lose all concentration. It's got to be those dreamy eyes that you have, Eric.
You know what they say about people who use the blame game. Yeah, he looks like he's down pretty good. So why don't we go ahead and take a time out for the injury. And thank you so much for watching ColoradoSports.TV's coverage of the Rocky Mountain Division Championship game. And welcome back to ColoradoSports.TV's coverage of the Colorado Football Conference Rocky Mountain Divisional Championship game, where the winner of this event will move on to the championship game to take on the Colorado Raptors. What do you have on the injured guy?
That was Dakota Boyd, and it looked as though when he was making a tackle there, he was kind of shoved between one of his players and a Grayhawk player.
All right, so Julian's going under center, single back formation. The ball's on the ground. There's a pile on top of it, but it looks like the ref is giving it back giving it to the Grayhawks. So Juju must have fell right on it immediately. But that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Colorado Grayhawks. And if the Nightmare want to continue to stand a chance in this game, they need to make a stop right here on 3rd down.
This is an this is an excellent opportunity for them right here. We're halfway through the third quarter. And if they do make a stop,
it definitely improved their chances. But it's 7 minutes, 24 seconds of ticking on the clock. So let's see what Julian Banks and the rest of the Grayhawks decide to do on this big third down play. He's going to go shotgun formation, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 4 down linemen front this time. There's a snap. Juju's got time, fades back, goes over the top. Number 8's wide open and is defended well on the play.
That was Marcel Tyler. As we come to find out, he's actually had a jersey change. But, yeah, you're right, though, Eric. If he would have caught that ball, and that was an excellent pass by Banks.
Sure was, but number 17 was on it right there. Was that Kirk Shaw?
Kirk Shaw. Great coverage.
Great defensive play right there to knock it out of the hands of the receiver. So that's going to bring up a 4th down. That's exactly what this defense needed to do to stand a chance. So who is that we have back for kick return? He needs to turn. I can't see his number. But a good special teams play right now would certainly help the Nightmares' chances in this game. So late substitutions finally coming in for the Grayhawks. Finally got their gunner ready. Still trying to set it up. We got 5 seconds to go for the snap. 4, 3 seconds to snap it. 2, there's the snap. The punt is up. It's a line drive, takes a bounce. He catches it on the run, cuts inside, brought down right around the 41-yard line.
That's Styles, and again, he shows that he's got some speed, and again, he continues to be their offense.
What are they playing him on offense? Is he receiver?
He's playing their wide receiver slot position, and if they could get the ball to him and he can break a few tackles. On special teams, he's definitely showed that he's got some speed.
All right, well, it looks to me like the Grayhawks haven't made a change in their lineup yet. They're keeping their starters in at a 37-9 contest with 6:52 left in the third, which I would too.
Yeah, I think at this point here, you can't say that the game is over.
Yeah, I don't think it's time to put the backups in yet. So we're going to go shotgun formation, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Grayhawks in a 4 down line front. There's the motion. Quarterback fades back. He's looking to his left. Guns it. Caught. He takes it to the 40. Cuts it outside. Gets close to the 45-yard line or 35. And the Nightmare are going to have 1st and 10 at the 36 after a beautiful pass and catch.
I'm telling you, Keeling has got a gun. He zipped that ball in there. That was a nice dig route by the wide receiver. That was number 30, Eric Foxworth. And he stuck his route, and Keeling, he stuck him with the rock.
Now, you know what? I feel amiss. I should have said this right at the beginning. It's really easy as the commissioner to be proud of the Colorado Grayhawks and the accomplishments that they've done. But it's really easy for me as well to be proud of the Northern Colorado Nightmare to be a first-year team and make it to the divisional championship game. They obviously have talent, and they're a well-run organization, and they've done a good job. But there comes the pressure. Quarterback keeps it. He's got 5 yards. He's got the 1st down. Runs out of bounds. Takes a little hit as he goes out, but that's a beautiful run by the quarterback.
Yeah, and again, Keeling, he continues to be their offense. The question now is how would they have played if he would have started the game? He came in as the second quarter was starting to wind down.
Keeling did?
He's certainly adding a spark and a dimension to the Nightmare that they didn't have in the first half.
Who started?
Colton Taylor actually started, and he played pretty much the entire first half except for maybe the last 2 series of the second quarter.
Well, he's doing a good job, and they're doing exactly what they need to do, and that's getting themselves in scoring position as they're taking 1st and 10. We're going to go shotgun formation. There's a snap. He's looking left. Here comes the pressure. Gets rid of it, but he's hit as he's thrown, so that doesn't allow him to get the ball where he wants to.
I was actually impressed by his patience there in the pocket. He didn't take the sack. He also didn't throw an interception. but he was very patient in the pocket there. He didn't force anything, and that's actually something that we saw from the Nightmare in the first half, where they gave up a few interceptions as a result of patience by the quarterback.
Yeah, there was pressure coming on him, and he took a small step up in the pocket, and he waited the last second to throw that thing. Unfortunately, he was hit as he did. Otherwise, that receiver was open. All right, so he breaks the huddle, and we're going to stick. Well, let's see. What are we doing? Motion across. There's a snap. Steps up in the pocket, gets rid of it, and it should have been caught. Number 10, Anthony Rankin, lets it go right through his hands.
Well, that's one that Anthony's going to want back. There's no doubt about that, and that's one that he catches 90% of the time.
Yep. It's that 10% that haunts you, though, right?
Well, and, it could have been one of those situations where he was open and then maybe he was looking to get upfield a little bit quicker.
All right, so that brings up 3rd and 10 for the Nightmare. Big third down play coming up right here. And if they want to get this to be a more competitive affair, they need to execute right here. So they send 1 receiver to the left, 3 receivers to the right. Grayhawks are still in the 4 down line in front, waiting for the snap. There it is. He fades back. Here comes the pressure. He steps up in the pocket, pump fakes, moves forward, and gets brought down hard, short of the line to gain. And that's going to bring up 4th down around, what is that, 4th and 5?
Looks like about the 15-yard line there. So he did pick up 5 yards, Eric, but again, he's making some plays not only with his arm but also with his feet. In this particular situation, picking up 5 yards is not bad. It looks like maybe they're going to go for a field goal here.
Yeah. And the Grayhawks take a timeout. So as they take a break, we'll take a break. And thank you so much for watching ColoradoSports.TV's coverage of the Colorado Football Conference. And welcome back to ColoradoSports.TV's coverage of the Rocky Mountain Divisional Championship game. The score is still 37-9. And on 4th down, the Nightmare brought out their field goal team, and then the Grayhawks called a timeout, and the Nightmare's still going to go for 3.
Well, and I don't understand this unless the Grayhawks are kind of anticipating maybe a fake. That's maybe why they called a timeout, but I don't understand why you would go for a field goal in this
31-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up. It looks good to me, and the refs disagree. It must have been far left, and, it was a field position battle right there, and they gave up some yardage to the Grayhawks by going for 3.
Well, they did, because now the Grayhawks will have the ball at about the 19-yard line. But nevertheless, an opportunity to score 7 points, 4th and 5. Keeling had been throwing the ball well. He'd been scrambling well. I think they should have taken a chance in trying to, at least go for it on 4th down, because a field goal doesn't get them a whole lot.
All right, so now Julian's going to take over right at the 20. And let's see what they come out in. And you know what? Knowing Rashad and the way he calls an offense, and actually I know it's he's not the offense coordinator, but he's got some pressure there. They usually like to run the ball when they're up and just eat clock and eat the clock and eat the clock. And Nate Guillory is in the backfield right now. And they are in a heavy line formation. Look at this formation.
Yeah, this is a different formation than they've ran the whole game.
There's a snap, quick screen pass to Mamuzic. Cuts inside. There's a lot of traffic, and he finally gets brought down. Gain of about 5 yards on the play, maybe
Well,
6.
And that's just a situation where that's just as good as a run play because they get the ball into a speedster like Mamushich and let him try to work in some open space there. Do see some substitutions coming in on the front line there. David Brooks comes in.
No, David Brooks is in there. All right, so Julian breaks the huddle. He's going to go under center. Nate Guillory by himself in the backfield. Heavy line, receivers left and right. Takes a snap, hands off, cuts inside, finds his hole, cuts back outside, uses a stiff arm, and finally gets brought down. But that's going to be good enough for a Grayhawks first down.
And that's just a situation where Nate is patient with his blocking up front. He finds the crease, and then he has the explosiveness to get through the hole, to get to the second level, and even to the third level there.
All right, so the Grayhawks are doing exactly what they need to do, and that's take a long huddle and let that clock tick and tick and tick as they're ahead 37-9 with 3 minutes, 41 seconds ticking on the clock. So Juju breaks that huddle. We still got Nate Guillory alone in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left. Looks like tight end's right. There's a snap, handoff, middle. Nate does what he always does, and that's fight for extra yardage and 9-yard carry on that play. Bring up 2nd and 1 for the Grayhawks. Boy, that Nate Guillory sure can't hit a hole, can he?
He can hit when he hits that hole and he gets to the second level.
There's one thing about finding the hole and getting through it, but if you can get through it with the speed that he provides, that's what helps him get to that second level.
He's just explosive once he creases that front line there. And he does have some strength as well. In this offseason, I know that he's worked out a lot, and he's definitely put on some size and strength in those legs.
All right, we're going to go same formation. Ryan Horn on the right, 2 receivers to the left. Guillory by himself. Let's send it to him. He bounces off some defenders, trying to fight for it. Oh, I think he's got it. That's going to be close.
He's got a first down there. That's where that leg strength comes into play there.
Yeah, because they met him in the backfield, and he was able to bounce out of it, and then he got wrapped up, and he just kept pumping those legs and got enough for another first down, and the clock is still ticking with 2 minutes, 20 seconds and going on the clock. Nate Guillory's putting on a show today.
Well, he was a star last year at the Panthers, and this year coming over to the Grayhawks just added more depth to this 3-time CFC champion.
All right. Julian's breaking the huddle. We're going to go 2 receivers left, tight ends right, single back formation. Waiting for the snap is Julian. There it is, pitch outside. Number 20 takes it, cuts up, cuts inside. He's got the first down and even more. Finally brought down. Big gain on the play by number 20, Cam Smith. You know what? I say it all the time when I watch the Grayhawks. They've just got running back after running back after running back that just does damage on the field.
Yeah, and they've got a fullback in John Davis who hasn't carried the rock yet tonight, but when he gets a hold of the ball and he heads up the middle, I would not want to be a linebacker trying to take on that big guy.
I mean, if you consider this, you've got somebody like Nate Guillory to run the ball, and when he gets tired, okay, let's put Cam Smith in, and all he does is get positive yardage. And even if those two get tired, you still have Chad Carey in there that can tote the rock whenever needed to, along with John Davis to make holes and carry the balls. So their running game is solid. There's a snap. Let's pitch it outside. He cuts inside. He's got his blockers, lowers his shoulder, keeps fighting and pushing. Gain of about 8 yards on that. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2.
Again, that's Smith, and he just same play, just to the opposite side.
Well, that running game is always working. Now, I saw number 5, Reginald Robinson, come into the game. He is explosive as well. If you can get him in the open field, he can do some damage. So let's see what the Grayhawks decide to do here at 2nd and 2. Okay, we're going to go 2 receivers to the left, tight end right, receiver to the right, single back formation. Juju's under center. Loaded box, fakes the handoff over the top, and knocked down on the play. Great job by that safety.
Yeah, and then that's Styles there again, playing both ways. And if he would have got his hands on the ball, that would have been a significant turnover there for the Nightmare.
Yeah, it was, and I don't blame the play call was good because they're running and running, so the Nightmare just stacked that box and they tried to go over the top of him, but that safety play was incredible and he was able to knock that down. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 2 for the Grayhawks. My money's on a run.
I'm thinking that it would be a run play as well.
All right, we're going to go tight end left this time. Julian's under center. Receivers 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Single back formation. Julian sees something. He's changing the play up. Waiting for the snap. There it goes. Handoff. Bounces outside. He's got 2 and more. Finally gets knocked out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. Number 74 comes up a little gimpish, but he's walking strong. He's doing good, but that's going to be another first down for the Grayhawks on this long drive.
And again, that was a pitch to Smith, and he's got, when he gets that head of steam going, he's going to put a load on somebody.
Yeah, he sure is. He's got that ability to lower that shoulder and get extra yardage. And that was going to be the end of the third quarter with a score of 37-9 with the Grayhawks still driving. And as they take a break to switch sides, we'll take a break. And thank you so much for watching ColoradoSports.TV's coverage of the Colorado Football Conference. Crosby don't need to be on my sideline. And welcome back to ColoradoSports.TV's coverage of the Colorado Football Conference, where the Grayhawks are driving down the field, 1st and 10, I formation, handoff, middle, met. Is that ball on the ground? That ball was on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like
the Nightmare think they have it. Do the refs agree?
Nightmare celebrating.
Nightmare got it. That's exactly what that defense needed to do to keep this game from getting any further away from them. It was just a bobbled exchange from Julian to number 20, Cam Smith, and it ended up on the ground, and the Nightmare took advantage of that. Yeah, you can see Cam's not very happy with the situation. But I wouldn't worry too much because this Grayhawks defense has done an incredible job all year long.
Well, in reality, they really haven't given up a whole lot of yardage or points in this game, aside from a 4-yard drive that resulted in a touchdown. And the Nightmare have kind of made their own fair share of mistakes.
Bobbled snap. The ball's on the ground. Do the Grayhawks have it? They think they do.
They do.
Yep, number 71 comes up with it, and the Grayhawks defense takes it right back, doing what they've been doing all year long, and that's dominating.
That's Andre Liddell, a long-time vet in this league.
Great play, Andre. So now it's going to be 1st and goal at the 10. Is that what that looks like to you, Kevin?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, 1st and goal on the 10. And we're looking at 14:51 left in the game. Now, during the break, I told Kevin and Scott, so I should let you guys know as well. I have some commissioner duties I have to do at the end of the 4th quarter, along with the trophy, so I'll probably be breaking away from this broadcast halfway through this quarter. So Julian going I formation, the receivers left and right, waiting for the snap. Under center is Juju. Hands off, up the middle, shoulders forward, down at about the 6-yard line, so gaining about 4 yards.
And that's Cameron Smith. He doesn't hit the hole quite as hard, as fast as Nate, but when he hits the hole, he hits it with some strength.
Right.
He hits that. They've got a 1-2 punch with Cameron and then with Nate. And the defense has to decide which one are they going to play. Which kind of defense are they going to play when those backs are in there?
We're going to stick with the exact same formation. Receivers left and right. Waiting for the snap is Julian. Takes it, handoff middle. Finds a hole, pushes forward, reaches over. It looks good to me. And it is another touchdown for the Colorado Grayhawks. Hey, buddy. All right, you know what? I was talking about commissioner duties before. I got to do some right now. So, Kevin, I'm going to give you the calm, bro.
All right. Well, appreciate your assistance there, Eric. So the Grayhawks will line up for what appears to be an extra point here. Just kind of waiting for their formation to get set here. Scores 43-9 with 14:05 left to go in the fourth quarter. Grayhawks making several substitutions, so just trying to see who should be in right now. Luke Koger comes in as the holder. Still waiting on some linemen to come in here. Snap is good. Kick is actually blocked, and it looks like it could be picked up by the Nightmare, and it is, and they're going to return this for 2 points. Down to the 20, the 10. That is a 2-point conversion, or 2-point play for the Nightmare. Blocked extra point, picked up, and returned by the Nightmare. And that's just kind of a fun play for the Nightmare and their fans. Something to cheer about there. We make the score 43-11. And how about we take a short little break here? Thank you for watching Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium, where the Grayhawks lead on a touchdown after scoring a touchdown to make it 43-9, and then the Nightmare blocked the extra point and returned it for 2 points. So we have a score of 43-11 with 14:05 left to go in the fourth quarter. Awaiting the kickoff by the Grayhawks. Several substitutions coming in at this time. Mendez getting some instruction from his coach, Coach Pfeiffer. See if they have anything in store other than just a kick straight away. And he does kind of pooch it. So let's see, with the Nightmare need to recover this. And the ball is kind of scrambling around. And there is a toss-up for the ball. Let's see who recovered it. The Grayhawks recover the ball. And they will have the ball at the 30-yard line of the Nightmare. The Nightmare is just not prepared for that pooch kick. It's a live ball, whether it's touched or not. And in that circumstance, players need to know, just fall on the ball. I'm not going to be able to pick it up and run. Just need to fall on that ball and make sure that I have possession for my team. Looks like Julian Banks is going to continue to play at quarterback here. First down from the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. 14:01 to go in the fourth quarter. I formation. Nate Guillory's in the backfield with John Davis at fullback. Handoff is to Guillory. He creases the front line, and he'll pick up about 4 yards. That's actually not bad defense by the Nightmare because he didn't get through the front 4 of the Nightmare. When he typically does, he picks up that burst of speed, and he'll pick up 10. So that's kind of a positive play for the Nightmare if you're looking for positives. Actually have a pretty good crowd on hand for this game. Might be able to hear them in the background here. Of course, we only play one side of the stands here. Banks under center. Pitch to Guillory to the left, and he'll take it outside and up the field. He'll pick up about 4 here. It's going to be short of the first down, and it'll bring up 3rd down and about 1. The Grayhawks, as Eric said, the Colorado Football Conference is the longest standing semi-pro football conference in the nation, and the Grayhawks are certainly the toast of this conference. They're getting a lot of national attention. In fact, they're ranked 2nd nationally by some polls. Julian Banks is at quarterback, still under center. 3rd down and 2. Handoff. Up the middle goes Guillory, and he'll pick up about 7-8 yards for a 1st down. And it'll be another 1st down for the Grayhawks. As I mentioned, the Grayhawks are getting some national attention, and in fact, they've got some local coverage here. I believe that a local sports outlet did some pregame interviews with the Grayhawks today, so look to your local channels here and see if you've seen any interviews from the Grayhawks. Banks still under center here. Guillory still in the backfield. Handoff to Nate. He creases the front line there, and he'll pick up about 7, 8, 9 yards. Now we have a flag here, a late flag thrown up. Getting a little bit chippy here. Let's see who this is against. We might have some offsetting penalties perhaps. Looks like we have unsportsmanlike conduct on the Grayhawks. And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Not sure if that's a dead ball foul or if that's a live ball foul, but right now the box says we are at 2nd down. So on the penalty, a loss of 15 yards. We do still have 2nd down on the box. Second down and about 16. Ball to 20-yard line. Julian Banks still at quarterback here. High formation. This time we have a toss play here. It looks like Cameron Smith came back into the ball game, and he picks up about 4 yards. That's going to make it 3rd and 12 for the Grayhawks on their 16-yard line. I'll give a quick shout out to Justice Jones here, who's been harassing me on Facebook here. I love you, my friend. 10:35 here on the clock, left to go in the 4th quarter. 43-11, Grayhawks in the lead. Julian Banks talking to his tight end, Art Humphrey. High formation. Banks drops back. He throws the ball over the middle, and that's a good breakup by the safety, number 7 for the Nightmare, and that is Chris Swift. He's actually had a pretty good game. He had an interception in the first quarter that stalled the drive. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but we show 4th down on the box. Looks like we're going to go for a field goal here. It'll be about a 32-yard field goal by Mendez. Luke Koger, the holder. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up. And the kick is no good. It's wide left. So with 10:02 left to go in the fourth quarter, the Grayhawks still lead 43-11. Thank you for watching Colorado Sports TV. We'll take a short time out. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium. Give another shout out here to an old friend of mine, Sean Olson, who coached with me at the Panthers last year. He's harassing me on Facebook as well. I love all you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Nightmare takeover. It looks like they're going to start off with a delay of game. It's hard to believe that they would start off with a delay of game after a missed field goal. That would be their 5th delay of game of the game. Oh, it's an illegal substitution. My fault. Illegal substitution against the Grayhawks. That'll give the Nightmare a free 5 yards. So we'll have 1st down and 5 for the Nightmare at their 25-yard line. Keeling continues at quarterback. He has been very productive for the Nightmare in the second half, and he throws to Anthony Rankin for a pickup of, well, no yards there, but that was a good pass, good connection, and actually a good reception by Anthony Rankin. He was tackled immediately. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Nightmare at their 25-yard line. Clock is running at 9 minutes and 26 seconds. Back to their basic formation of 2 wide receivers to either side. Keeling drops back, and the pass is blocked. Looks like Weldon Guillory got his big paws up there and knocked that pass down. Now, that might have been Jason Dreckitz. Dreckitz, again, a long-time veteran of the CFC and a player that highly respected in this league. It's going to make it 3rd down and 5 for the Nightmare. Same formation, 2 wide receivers to either side, Keeling in the shotgun. Snap's good, and he'll run the ball. He escapes a little bit of pressure. Now he comes back, and he throws the ball for a completion, and that looks like Anthony Rankin that he completes it to. And he'll come up with a 1st down to the 41-yard line. I think that was actually a design run, and when Keeling recognized that he didn't have anywhere to go, he ran back into the pocket, found a receiver open, picked up enough yardage for the 1st down, and Keeling continues to do what he needs to do for this team. First down and 10 for the Nightmare at the 41-yard line. This time they're going to have trips to the left. Keeling still in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, drops back, looks downfield, deep pass, and almost intercepted by the Grayhawks. Double coverage there. That was good coverage there by, I'm not sure. It almost looked like that was kind of hard to make out the numbers there. I apologize, folks. So that'll bring up second down and 10. Second down and 10 for the Nightmare at the 41-yard line. Nightmare back to their basic formation of 2 wide receivers to either side. Or check that. Trips now. Trips to the right. Snap. Throw by Keeling, and he's got a reception there. Great pass. Good reception there by a slot receiver, and that's a pickup of about 20 yards. And they'll give him a first down at the Grayhawks 40-yard line. First down and 10. Right now, I'd have to say that Keeling has been the most valuable player for the Nightmare, as his arm strength and his ability to evade the rush has really sustained some drives for the Nightmare. Again, same formation, trips to the right. Keeling looks left, and he goes left, and he overthrows his receiver. Just outside of the hands of his wide receiver, Richie, there. Well covered by the Grayhawks. I'm not certain that if that pass would have been online, that would have been a completion. We do have a number of substitutions coming in for the Grayhawks. I see that Marcus Miller, longtime vet, has come in for the Grayhawks, and he's playing Mike linebacker now. He's replaced Jimmy Provost. Fake the jet sweep and a handoff by the Nightmare, and that is stuffed. That is stuffed by Andre Liddell, number 71 of the Grayhawks. That'll lose about 2 yards on that play. Nightmare trying a little trickery there, and it didn't work out for him, but that's credit Andre Liddell there for just breaking that play up. Clock continues to run. 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Third down, 12. Nightmare will go to 2 wide receivers to either side. Keeling stays in shotgun, drops back, throws left, and he throws an interception. Oh, it's called incomplete. From my vantage point, it looked like it was an interception, but it was definitely dropped. Officials were dead on that one. That's going to bring up fourth down and 12. I think if we had instant replay there, that the Grayhawks would maybe challenge that interception. It certainly looked to me, and it looked to our associate Scott, as though that ball was actually intercepted. But for the Nightmares' benefit, they continue to retain the ball. This time again, we've got 2 wide receivers to either side of Keeling. Now we empty the backfield. Keeling looks to his left, evades 1 tackle, gets rid of the ball, and he almost completes a pass, but it looks like his receiver number 30 actually ran out of bounds. So if that would have been a completed pass, it would have came back as illegal participation. And the Nightmare will give it up on, give the ball up on downs here with 6 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. We'll keep it here. Grayhawks are certainly starting to celebrate. They know that they're going back to their 4th straight championship game. More substitutions coming into the game for the Grayhawks. Trying to see who's in at quarterback at this point. I don't believe Julian Banks is in there right now. Well, we have a fumble here. And it's hard to tell who got the recovery, but we have a stop and clock, so that means we've got to dig down into the pile and see who's got the ball. I don't see a signal yet by the officials. Looks like the Nightmare have come up with the ball. Just had a bad snap and bad, not necessarily bad snap, but a bad exchange by the new quarterback, Jemima Wilkins. He came in to replace Julian Banks at quarterback. So the Grayhawks have turned the ball over. Nightmare will take over at the Grayhawks 41-yard line with 6 minutes, 9 seconds left to go in the game. Give credit to the Nightmare. They haven't allowed this game to get to a point where it's become a running clock, because most of the games that the Grayhawks have played in, it's been a mercy rule. 2 wide receivers to either side. Keeling looks to his right, evades a tackle, avoids the sack, and continues to avoid the sack and runs upfield, and he actually is going to pick up about 5 yards as he gets knocked out of bounds. Give Keeling a lot of credit there. He avoided two Grayhawk defenders, and he picks up 6 yards. It's going to make it 2nd down and 4 for the Nightmare at the Grayhawks 35-yard line as the clock continues to roll. I'm sure for the Grayhawks, they want that clock continue to run. Both teams want to get out of here healthy. Basic formation for the Nightmare. 2 wide receivers to either side. Keeling looks to his left, and then he goes deep. And that's going to be intercepted by the Grayhawks. Number 16, Sean Boyd, is in at defensive back. Sean Boyd comes up with an interception, and Sean is another veteran of the Grayhawks and a veteran of the CFC. So we're seeing a lot of great CFC players getting into the mix here. So perhaps after the play we did have a flag maybe. I take that back there. We will have the Grayhawks will take the ball over at the 10-yard line. 1st down and 10, Grayhawks. 5 minutes, 8 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. We've got a shotgun formation now for the Grayhawks, which is a little surprising at this point of the game. Oh, and that's number 10 and a quarterback there. And he just runs the ball to the left. He's just trying to burn the clock a little bit, I think. I think that's what Coach Rashad is trying to do. And maybe we have a timeout or an injury here. We do have an injury on the field. We'll take a short break here. Thank you for watching Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium. The Grayhawks will take over the ball, 2nd down and 11. Oh, it looks like we have a false start. False start by the Grayhawks here. It's going to take them back 5 yards. And I mentioned earlier that the Colorado Football Conference is actually the longest standing continuous semi-pro football football league in the nation. And they're starting to get some recognition as a result of the Grayhawks. Right now we have a timeout by the Grayhawks. So with that, we will take a timeout ourselves. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium in Westminster, Colorado, where we have the Rocky Mountain Division Championship between the Colorado Grayhawks and the Northern Colorado Nightmare. The Grayhawks have the ball, 2nd down and 5 at the 15-yard line, and we have a handoff. It goes nowhere. In fact, there's going to be a loss of 3 yards. Ball will be placed at the 14-yard line. And we'll have 3rd down and 8. This game's going to set up a good matchup for next week's championship between the Raptors and the Grayhawks. Both teams won their own division. You have drop back pass by the Grayhawks, and now sprint by number 10. And he looks like he could take this the whole way here. He's down to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown Grayhawks. That was Stefan Money Mamuzic. And he scrambles. I don't think there was ever any intention of throwing that ball, but that was just a great run. Again, the Grayhawks have so much speed. They have so many players that are elusive. I know that they weren't looking to tack on to their score or blow the Nightmare out, but that's just a situation where ball players are ball players, and they make plays. So Grayhawks will line up for the extra point here. We have 4 minutes and 1 second left to go in the fourth quarter. An extra point would put us into the mercy rule. Well, no, I take that back. We're 1 point short.
You got to be up by 50.
Mendez is lined up. Koger with the good snap and hold. Kick is up and good, and that makes it 50-11 with 4 minutes and 1 second left to go in the fourth quarter and in this game. That will take a short timeout. Thank you for watching Colorado Sports TV. And welcome back to First Bank Stadium, where the Colorado Grayhawks are going to advance to the championship of the Colorado Football Conference for a fourth straight year. They have a 50-11 lead with 4:01 left to go in this game. Here's the kickoff. Short kick, this time picked up by an up back for the Nightmare, and he makes some good yardage there. Gets up to about the 47-yard line. Nice little return there by the Nightmare, setting themselves up with decent field position. Again, a lot of substitutions coming in for the Grayhawks. So this game is going to set up next week's championship game between two undefeated teams, the Colorado Springs Raptors and the Colorado Grayhawks. Looks like we had a penalty on the play there. Or on the punt, or excuse me, kickoff. Keelan continues to stay at quarterback, and he'll run a quarterback draw at this point, and he'll pick up about 6 yards. He takes a hard hit, bounces right back up. Give him a lot of credit. He's taken some hard hits. He's ran the ball well. He's thrown the ball well. Again, as Eric said earlier, you got to give a lot of credit to the Northern Colorado Nightmare. Their first year in the league, they go 5-3. They beat the Colorado Panthers in the first round of the playoffs to advance to the division championship game. And that's not usually the case for expansion teams. Keeling in the shotgun. He'll drop back, throws to his right. Incomplete. He did have a wide receiver open, but I think there was a little miscommunication here. Wide receiver stopped on his route. Keeling thought that he was going to continue to go on a slant towards the middle of the field and just threw the ball incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd down, 5. Clock is stopped. 2 minutes, 53 seconds left to go. Nightmare will line up. 2 wide receivers to both sides of Keeling. And again, he'll run a quarterback draw, and he actually fumbled the ball, but they're going to consider his forward progress down. He'll actually lose 2 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down and 8. We do have some penalties, flags on the field here. Give both teams credit because in a game like this, you usually see a lot of chippiness. Both teams have represented themselves well in a sportsmanlike manner, and well, just as I say that, we do have a personal foul against the Grayhawks, which is going to give the Nightmare a 15-yard penalty, 15 yards and a 1st down as a result. Not sure what the call was there, perhaps a late hit. Two minutes, 46 seconds left to go. Ball will be at the Grayhawks 30-yard line. Clock is started. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Nightmare will line up in their same formation that they have pretty much the entire game. 2 wide receivers to either side. Keeling looks to his right, and he throws. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage and almost intercepted. And in fact, I think if the ball wouldn't have been tipped, it would have been intercepted there. It's going to bring up 2nd down for the Nightmare. 2nd down and 10 at the 30. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go. Next week's game is, Scott, is that a 6 o'clock game as far as you know? 6 o'clock game here at North Stadium between the Grayhawks and the Colorado Springs Raptors. Should be an entertaining game. Stefan Juice coming up with his speed. And this time looks like we have a false start by the Nightmare. Going to result in a 5-yard loss. So a good matchup set up for next week. Stefan Juice against the speed of the Grayhawks defense, and a great defense by the Raptors as well. We'll see how those 2 teams match up on both sides of the ball. Motion by the Nightmare. Keeling looks to his right. Now he'll run. He'll take off up the middle to his left. Good block. Good block by number 18, allowing Keeling to pick up a couple of extra yards. Get down to about the 22-yard line, pick up of 13 yards, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. So with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter, we have a score of 50 to 11. Grayhawks in front. Thank you for watching Colorado Sports TV. And we're back at North Stadium, a.k.a. First Bank Stadium, where the Nightmare have the ball at the Grayhawks 22-yard line, 3rd down and 2. Keeling now with an empty backfield, trips to the right, 2 wide receivers to his left. 2 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Snap is good. He drops back, looking to the end zone, and he throws it out of the end zone. Coverage was good. I think the Grayhawks were looking for that one. That's going to bring up 4th down and 2. Keeling looking to his sidelines for a play in this situation. Keeling comes over to his coach looking for a play. They haven't called a timeout. Comes back to the huddle, calls the play, brings his team up to the line of scrimmage. Again, empty backfield, trips to the right, 2 to his left. Snap is good. Lets the ball go, and he's got a reception and a good pop, but a reception and a 1st down by the Nightmare at the 4 or the 5-yard line. I'm not sure who caught that pass, but another good pass by Keeling. Nice seam pattern ran by his wide receiver, and Keeling, with his arm, he gets it on a rope. 1 minute, 35 seconds left to go in the game here. Nightmare trying to just hold some respectability to the score here. 2 wide receivers to either side of Keeling here. Now we've got some motion, jet sweep. And they actually run the jet sweep, and this time it's stopped in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. Kevin Cox comes up and makes a really fine tackle there. That's going to bring up 2nd down and goal with 58 seconds left to go in the game. The Nightmare don't seem to be in a big hurry. They're not using their timeouts. Kind of letting the clock run. Both teams just trying to get out of here without injury. 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line. There's no doubt that the Nightmare would like to score here, though. Keeling looks to his right. Now he scrambles a little bit, and he's got someone open. It looks like he does have a touchdown. Touchdown, Nightmare. Keeling drives him down the field. 17 seconds left to go in the ball game. Nightmare have never quit. They've certainly earned the respect that they deserve. First-year team in the CFC. Looks like Dixon's coming out. They are going to go for an extra point here. Clock is stopped with 17 seconds left to go. Snap is good. Kick is up. And it's good. That'll make the score 50-18 with the Grayhawks in the lead. 17 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter, and we'll take a short time out here. Thank you for watching Colorado Sports TV. Welcome back to First Bank Stadium, where we have 17 seconds left to go in this championship game with the Grayhawks leading 50-18. I want to give a quick shout out to Mile High Magazine, or End Zone Magazine, excuse me, for their coverage of semi-pro football in the entire state of Colorado. Mark Howie over there has done a great job in covering both of the leagues that are in Colorado. As this kickoff is taken by the Grayhawks and brought up to about the 41-yard line of the Grayhawks. There's 9 seconds left to go in the game here. For those of you that aren't aware, there are two leagues in the state of Colorado for semi-pro football. I know that there's been a lot of talk of trying to combine both leagues. I think it would be good for both leagues to combine. Various parties have opposed to that, but maybe someday that'll happen. CFC has been a longer-standing league. The AFL, former ADFL, actually grew out of the CFC, where a couple teams split off and formed their own league. Grayhawks are going to take a knee here with 9 seconds left to go. The Rocky Mountain Division of the Colorado Football Conference, and they will represent this division for the Colorado Football Conference Championship next week, Saturday at 6 p.m. First Bank Stadium. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Your final score, Colorado Grayhawks 50, the Northern Colorado Nightmare 18. Thank you for listening to Colorado Sports TV.